Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. We're here with Denise Wakeman. My name is Irina and we are hosting an amazing tour of Morocco in October 2019. And we wanted to host a series of live videos on Instagram. Oh, is that where it is? Yeah, that's right. By the way, people, Morocco is in Africa, which was a big surprise for me. Not that I didn't know where it's located. No, hey, I'm flying there, and I learned geography at school, and it was one of my favorite subjects. But when you're there, and you're there for a few days, and you're making friends, and you're eating their food, and it dawns on you that you are in Africa, it really startles you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, it's such a huge continent, right? And we have our ideas of what Africa means, and yet Africa is a really diverse continent. So
Exactly. Yes, and Morocco feels like, well, it feels like non-Africa to me at least. So yes, we wanted to host the series of these videos on IG, on Instagram. Join us every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific for live sessions. You can ask questions. We would love to see you there. So today we're covering three main topics. We're going to talk about the main attraction and how this trip became the full moon in the desert. The full moon in the desert was an idea that I had. It was just born and it became kind of like a bucket list item. I had to go to the desert at the full moon to photograph the dunes at night, to see the full moon rise and go down. It's just going to be an unbelievable experience. So the tour was planned around the date. I found the full moon date in October when it's not too hot and not winter yet, and the tourists are kind of like off season-ish.
Best time to travel.
Best time to travel. And we were able to book a luxury camp, which is like a glamping site. So you get a tent. There are 2 people per tent. We're sharing those because it's quite an expensive experience, but it's luxury. They have a bathroom and a shower in each tent. That's insane.
In the middle of the Sahara Desert.
In the middle of the desert. We're actually traveling to the camp on the 4x4. You need to get there through the dunes. How amazing is that?
That's amazing. I didn't really understand that until I started reading, about what it means to go to a camp in the desert. It's like you either have to take a camel or a 4x4.
Yep.
But we're saving the camels for later.
We're saving the camels for the sunset ride, yes, because we want to take pictures of the camels, near the camels, from top of the camels. And hey, why do it with the suitcases? Let's get in, settle in, enjoy it a little bit. They will have dinner for us, entertainment. There are some options of what to do with your time. You can sandboard. I'm definitely trying that. You can sandboard those dunes. So yeah, it's kind of exciting. And yeah.
I was just gonna say, it's like this whole desert experience that we made all the time around that date of the full moon. The full moon in October is the pinnacle of the whole experience. So we had to work backwards to when we would get to Morocco so that we would get to the camp for the full moon and then go back up to Casablanca. We'll talk about that later. But the whole experience is set up to prep you for the desert and being there at the full moon and then taking advantage of being there.
Yes, it's a long way to get there from Casablanca, so we're basically touring the entire country. Well, half of it at least. And that's why it's that long. That's why it's 12 days, because doing it in a shorter period of time is just too much. It's too overwhelming. It's a lot of driving. You don't want to spend most of the time either on the road or sleeping. We want to include some time to enjoy life, to look around, to stop, to meditate in the desert, to take a ton of photos, to take a cooking class, to do stuff, you know, to actually live a life, make some friends. So it goes to 12 days, but when you look at the itinerary, it's full, it's packed.
But it's packed with time to be able to stop and smell the roses
or
the camels.
Somebody suggested. Thank you, Mike.
That was so funny. Yeah, so because doing the 10 cities in 5 days kind of tour is not the way either one of us travel. It's not, and we've both traveled extensively around the world most of our lives, and that is not the way to do it. So we wanted something that took our time so we could have hours, not minutes, in a city, or a day and a night in a town at the beach, or in the Atlas Mountains before we even get to the camp, and 2 nights in the desert, because why do you want to just go to the desert, go to sleep, get up and leave? I mean, it's not the way to do it, at least in my book.
No, I agree. You don't want to come home and when your friends ask you, so how was it? And you would say, oh, I'm so tired. Or my friend would say, it was such a blur. I don't really remember everything. She went to Italy. She had to look back at her itinerary to actually check what cities she visited. That was insane. Okay. She was in Siena, for Pete's sake, in Florence. You don't remember that? Oh no, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. So we can put that one aside. That's not how we're doing it. That's why it's 12 days, to give you plenty of time to really experience the country of Morocco. I personally have not been yet, and that's the way I want to experience it. And Irina just spent time there in February, so she is the pro now, for sure.
Bro, I feel like I am a pro. I feel like it's my country, and I want to show it off. And not my country. I apologize to all Moroccans. I'm just the visitor, but you guys rock. So yes, one of the questions that we're receiving is whether non-photographers can join this tour. It sounds like it's a photography tour. It's a photography tour for sure, but everybody is welcome. It's just that I'm a photographer and I will be sharing tips and I will be helping people take better pictures. And hey, we're going to be in the desert at full moon. What do you think? I'm not going to drag you out of the tent in the middle of the night to take pictures? Okay, maybe I won't physically drag you out. If you tell me,
but I will.
Then you can sleep. But hey.
Yeah. And speaking on this point, I am not a professional photographer by any stretch of the imagination. I take pictures with my smartphone, and I plan on taking a heck of a lot of pictures during this trip, because that is, part of the benefit of traveling with someone who is a pro, who knows how to frame pictures and how to, help you take more interesting pictures. And that's Irina. And that's one reason why we are framing this around doing photography in the desert and the rest of Morocco. And it's an opportunity to learn how to take better pictures in a beautiful, beautiful country, no matter what kind of camera you use. So that's what it's about, really.
Yes. So join us, smartphone or DSLR, whatever it is that you want to take with you. By the way, I'm not taking my DSLR with me. I'm taking a small mirrorless camera that I always travel with, but I'll talk about it separately on a different video. I think this one is long enough for the first time, right, Denise? What do you think?
I think so. So let's tell you first, before we sign off, that you can get information by sending either one of us a direct message, whether it's Irina Leone, Denise Wakeman. Also, you can go to globetrotting.tours/Morocco, if you remember that.
Perfect. Globetrotting.tours/Morocco. Shouldn't be too hard. Yes. Cool. Very cool. Thank you so much, Denise. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next week.